I'm Susan Bookless. I'm here to teach you how to teach students math. And in particular, the methods that we found were effective regardless of people's learning strengths and weaknesses. I myself began in psychiatric nursing and took my study of the brain on in through education. And in the Department of Education, I studied this psychology of learning, also called cognitive psychology. And so I often found the best research was coming through the International Dyslexia Association, and brain-based research is important to base our methods on. So what we found is, even if a student is very weak, to the point of having what we call dyscalculus, meaning they're going to be 2 years behind their intellectual level, at least, we found even with dyscalculus, we can actually permanently change the brain back to being accurate, the accuracy of a normal person. But it involves the multi-sensory teaching, as well as very logical sequence. And the sequence is presented in the index. So you can follow that sequence and use it as a record if you want. So what is multi-sensory? Generally it's referred to as visual, audio, kinesthetic, tactile. Visual, we all rely on visual very much, but some people, their strength is actually in hearing. So their primary modality then would be hearing, because that's their strength. And what we do with the tactile sense is we actually use touch. So we would have a symbol. The symbol to be learned is probably sandpaper or very highly textured. And the student traces it and says 1, and then they can go over their own printing and say 1. But it's important to speak as they write. So when they practice 1, they say 1. So feel it, trace it, say it, copy it, say it, and then write it as well. Now, when I'm teaching any kind of printing, the primary thing you have to realize is, are they holding their pencil correctly? And it's actually very, very simple to balance a pencil so that you don't have a whole ton of tension in your fingers, the purpose of which is to freely flow so that you don't restrict the formation of letters by the wrong grasp. So we also ask that letters be drawn from the top. Most often our numbers will be drawn from the top. And point out always, for quite a period of time, how the letter starts. Does it start going forward? Does it start going backward? And then you'll have to practice how to position things on the lines. So I'm not really going to go through that too carefully, but I just want you to realize tactile is very much a part of learning how to print. And muscle memory, which is what kinesthetic means, is also a very important part of learning how to print. Now, we have small muscles, which I've mentioned, and that is one kind of skill which can be tested for. And we also have large muscle, kinesthetic memory. So, to begin, if I were to teach the letter A, I would start with my large muscle and show where the letter starts and stops. And then I would get down to the textured size to be reproduced. So always remember, as much as you can, bring in the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic, and the tactile. And next lesson I'll start with the actual numbers and the sense of what a number is worth, or the sense of quantity.